All right, it's good to talk about green and, financing and ensuring that it also takes into cognizance social and environmental issues. But it's also good to talk about our reality at this time in Nigeria. Of course, the high cost of living is also affecting manufacturers. We saw NATO there. Thank God they've called off their strike. But what about industries? Well, let's delve into that now as we have joining us Mr. Paul Odunaya. He's the Managing Director, Wemy Industries. Good morning, Mr. Odunaya.
Good morning.
I know that, you're not immune, or your company is not immune to what's going on in the country at this time. And you're here to share us how you've been surviving, strategies you've used to survive these very harsh macroeconomic realities. But first of all, let's hear how it's affecting you as a Managing Director of Wemy Industries.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's been affecting us for a number of years. There's been a trend whereby the currency has been devaluing slowly, but of recently it's increased dramatically. But when we saw that trend, we started looking outwards. We started looking to other African countries where we could sell our goods. And fortunate for us, the CFA, the currency in our neighboring countries, is a lot more stronger than the Naira. It's at least twice as strong as in Naira.
That's sad. It never used to be like that, though.
Yes, true, as I was being told. But when we started investigating, we found out other West African countries are a lot more stable economically, and they have a stronger purchasing power. So that just encouraged us to focus outward.
Is this a kind of jackpot?
It's a kind of product jackpot. You can call it that way. But it's a smarter jackpot because you don't have to go that far to solve your problems. You can actually just go to your neighboring countries, which is not too far from us.
Yeah. Doesn't that take away the jobs we're looking for, employment in Nigeria? The real number I hear using our old methodology is about 40.6%, even though the NBS put it at 5%. So doesn't that take away part of these opportunities? How do you compensate us? I mean...
No, it doesn't. It increases our capacity to produce because the demand from Nigeria and other African countries increases. You start employing French-speaking Nigerians. Because you need to speak French. You start looking for banks who can operate in those regions as well. So it increases capacity, increases jobs. Actually, it doesn't do the opposite.
So tell us about Brown's baby and adult diapers, which is, I think, your major product.
Yes, so in order to export, we looked at the product lines that will suit us for the export market. So in Nigeria, we're the leading adult diaper manufacturer in the country. We are the only adult diaper manufacturer in the whole of West Africa. And that gives us a leverage to supply not only Nigeria, we can also supply other West and Central African countries. So that capacity is what we've been building over there. And it's helping us hedge against the difficult, challenging environment as people will now buy local rather than import.
Local now, you mean Africa?
Nigeria and Africa is now local for us.
That's good. I mean, when we look at things like AFTA, obviously this fits into it. But tell us, I know you said one of your hedge at this time, talking about currency fluctuation, which the Naira is facing, is to embrace the neighboring country. But what about issues of getting things through? I think I saw that customs duties and, they keep increasing. The rate keeps increasing. I think there's been another one. I haven't confirmed that. How do you get through with all of this?
It is a challenge. We constantly looking for ways we can backward integrate without importing. It's very difficult. One of the lines we're looking at is cotton, for example. We use cotton in one of our raw materials, and we are recently started talking to farmers who can farm cotton for us, so we can process the cotton, then use it in our manufacturing process. So constantly looking for ways to use our comparative advantage rather than always looking to import is what we need to do. Sometimes it's a small thing you need to do that makes a huge difference.
That cotton is very interesting. Do you have to import now, or do you get all you need from Nigeria, or at least from Africa?
So we take some from Nigeria and we supplement with importation. But ideally, what we need to do is to get everything from Nigeria, and that's what we're working on at the moment.
And the government has its hands full at this time. Any low-hanging fruit you think the government can help with?
I think the best advice I can give government is not to focus on the petroleum industry. It's not the CBN or the financial managers that will solve our problem. It's actually industry that will solve our economic problems, and it should be more focused on agriculture and trade and industry. I think that's the core heavy lifters of solving our current economic problems.
And unfortunately now, agricultural sector is being plagued by the insecurity. A lot of farmers cannot go to their farm, they can't produce, and that obviously trickles down to your production.
It does affect us, but I think realistically, it's not all the parts of Nigeria that has insecurity. There are parts of the country which have security. So why don't we ensure those places farm and work and get the best of that while we try and solve the other aspects of the country where there's insecurity?
So you work with farmers now?
We are in conversation with some farmers to help us in the southwest, which is fairly more safer, and some farmers up north as well to give us cotton. But yeah, we're in discussions, yeah.
Okay, well, we should have more of that. Now, you're in partnership with Arua Capital and Alita. They've contributed to Wemy Industries. Tell us their role and tell us about this partnership.
So Arua Capital and Alita Capital have been investors in Wemy. They've been supporting our business. Our business is very female-centric, if you know. We manufacture baby diapers, sanitary pads, hygiene health products. And most of the stakeholders in our business are women, and they're coming from, they support female lens, how do I describe it, female supporting businesses so that women can be empowered in our businesses. So they are big supporters of our business, and they're very good investors in our business.
Yeah, I wanted to say, is it because it's women? That's why I have Wemy Industries. Is that where you get the name from?
Actually, Wemy is an acronym of my father's name, Wemy Mimo.
Oh, okay.
So it's shortened as Wemy. But the founders, my mother was a medical doctor who came up with the idea of the business. So it's
a bit of everything, the name and the gender and all of that.
So it's a Nigerian business. It's 100% Nigerian business, not a foreign business.
Great. So you also have a new business venture. You call it Rockies.
Right, so we in a way to diversify, we have a small ice manufacturing business called Rock Ice.
Okay, Rock Ice.
Yeah, so we manufacture ice cubes, in an industrial scale, and we supply most of the Lagos area with ice. Most on the island, parties, and it's industrial. It's not your typical type, it's an industrial level manufacturing. So, and in that sense, there's no FX involved, it's just water.
Well, you need infrastructure, power.
Yeah, we have.
So you talked about the government not focusing too much on petrol and the petroleum. You need it a lot here. Or are you using solar? That would be nice.
We're using a mixture of our own power and.
What do you mean your own power? What's the source?
So we have diesel generators, we have industrial lines, and because we have a large manufacturing footprint, we can share the power amongst our other businesses. So it makes the cost of running that a lot smaller.
And
so economic of scale, advantage of economic of scale is what we leverage.
Yeah. Okay, so just tell us, we know things are not looking very smooth now in the country, but you still have local industries like yours, providing employment and striving to get ahead in spite of it all. Do you see us getting out all of this soon? We hear a lot of policies and meetings from the government, so we can't say the government is not working. So do you see us getting out of this dark?
I believe so, and I can tell you that it is in the pain that we come up with solutions. And I can tell you a lot of businesses are looking for solutions to get ourselves out of this mess. And I'm not really looking at government to solve this problem. I'm looking at entrepreneurs to solve this problem. But yes, we'll be out of this mess. Definitely.
But entrepreneurs need the right environment, which is where the government comes in.
Well, we've been thriving in spite of government for a long time, and I think we'll continue to do so for a long time. I think a lot more entrepreneurs have learned that they have to try and thrive in spite of government. Although we need government support, but we'll continue to strive.
Yeah, and I mean, necessity is the mother of invention anyway.
Correct.
So if the dollar becomes inaccessible at this time, perhaps this will force even the manufacturers to look local.
So let me even reveal a lot of manufacturers are already looking for their own source of dollar. I know of a manufacturer.
Looking for their source of dollar?
Yes, so They are already creating their own businesses that will create those. So I know a company looking at investing in sesame seed to generate dollar for their business. There are other companies going to cashew nuts to generate dollar for their business. So the entrepreneurs are already looking at solutions. They're not waiting on government. And we're already doing ours as well. So that's what I can tell people to know, that Solutions are already being cooked up as we speak, and it might take a couple more years for those solutions to come to fruition.
I wonder how we'll survive in that years we have to wait for it.
We will survive, but it's going to take a lot of pain. And that pain is necessary for us to change our habits and change the way we do business in Nigeria, unfortunately so.
Yeah, changing habits, I think, is a major one, because I think a lot of us Nigerians, we've gotten used to imported goods, and that is one of the source of our challenge at this time, But anyways, thank you so much for coming on the program. Is there any other thing you want us to know about Wemy Industries?
Thank you for having me. Yeah, Wemy Industries is over 45 years old. We manufacture baby wipes, baby diapers, sanitary pad, Nightingale underlay pads, and we just pray and continue to wish for people to continue to patronize our business, basically.
And we pray that you continue, especially being a local industry.
So we can employ more people.
Exactly.
More Nigerians.
And don't take our employment to neighboring countries.
No, that's not happening, but for all of us, basically.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Chief Executive Officer of Wemy Industries, Mr. Paulo Odunaya, thank you I wish you the best
Thank you very much.
in the midst of all of this.
Thank you.